Moving on, now it is time to understand more about the latest technologies in paint shops. For the same, I would like to invite on stage Mr. Preetam Kumar Ganesan, Managing Director, Prism Surface Coating Private Limited. A brief introduction, Mr. Preetam Kumar Ganesan is the MD of Prism Surface Coating, a global leader in the power coating plants and paint shops. He took over the company in 2019 after the passing of his father, Mr. M.K. Ganesan, who founded Prism in 1988. In just 3 years, Preetam propelled the company to triple-digit growth, earning recognition as one of India's top emerging CEOs. A Harvard graduate, he has driven the company forward with unwavering dedication, overcoming both personal loss and industry challenges. With his leadership, Prism has now introduced the many energy-efficient technologies in paint shops where customers have ended up saving paint and fuel. Over to you, Preetam.
Good afternoon. So it's good to see good energy here, and thank you, Ramya, for that very emotional introduction. I think I don't need to introduce myself that much because she has done most of it. I don't want to bore you with a long introduction about our company. I'll try to keep it as short as possible. So our company is known as Prism Surface Coating. We are one of the largest manufacturers in the world, supplying complete powder coating plants, liquid painting plants, complete turnkey surface treatment plants. We have, thank you. We have done over 1,000 installations in over 40 countries, all exported from Bangalore. We are a Bangalore-based company. And we are proud to say that in the year 2014, as an Indian company, we've acquired a German company known as OMT, Automotive, based in Stuttgart. So once we acquired this German company, who used to be a market leader in paint shops, all our technology, design, construction methods, know-how is 100% German with Indian manufacturing. And also, we have won the national award 3 times for bringing India recognition in the field of surface coating. So you can see this is our product line, complete powder coating plants, liquid painting plants, paint booths, shot blasting, shower tester booths. So complete one-stop shop for surface treatment lines. So what are the latest technology in paint shops? Okay. So the first topic that I would like to talk about is a paint booth. So what is a paint booth? For those of you who don't know, a paint booth is a paint room, an enclosure where painting operation happens, where overspray paint is collected and clean air is let out. So as per Pollution Control Board norms in India, everyone who does any type of painting operation is supposed to put a paint booth where clean air is let out. So that is what a typical paint booth is. So in the market, what happens in today's market in all the manufacturing industries is many people use a very traditional type of paint booth called the wet type paint booth. So what is a wet type paint booth? A wet type paint booth is a paint booth where you use water to collect the overspray. But because of this, it has a lot of challenges. One of the challenges is that your sludge that is generated is very much high. And because of that, you need to have a lot of additives, chemicals, resins to treat the sludge. And there are a lot of VOCs which is created in that process. And because of that, disposal of paint is today the most challenging thing in the industry is disposal of paint. So that is why one of the innovations that we are bringing in the industry is called a dry booth. So what is a dry booth? So you can see the picture over there. A dry booth is a room enclosure where you use dry paper filters to collect the overspray of paint. So the main advantage of this is it's easy for disposal and easy for maintenance from a maintenance point of view. You don't have any type of sludge that is created because there's no water. So your running cost also is much, much lesser. Your electricity consumption is lesser because your blower consumption and your blower capacity is reduced in a dry booth compared to a wet booth. And the main thing is the paint holding filter. See, many people in the manufacturing industry do not want to go for a wet type paint booth because they are worried that they have to continuously change the filters. Sorry, they don't want to move to dry booths because they have to continuously change the filters. But now in the market, you have high capacity paint holding filters. So your running cost is reduced drastically, and the frequency of change is not that high compared to the older filter technology that is available in the market. So I'll just give you a little bit of case studies of the different types of paint booths that we have done, the dry type. So you can see this is a company called Tata Hitachi. They're based in Kharagpur as well as Dharwad. So you can see a typical dry booth over here. Before they used to have a wet booth, now they've changed it into a dry booth. So you can see the filters, and we have given them a very special semi-downdraft booth where you can eliminate the investment for a civil pit. So that brings down the investment costs, and you can see the air flows from top to down. So you can see the brown filters. That is where the paint particles are collected, and it's easy for disposal. So this is one of the projects that we have done in Tata Hitachi. Then the other project is, this is a supplier to Ashok Leyland. They make tippers and trailers. So it's called Vandana. So they make these huge tippers and trailers, so where the paint consumption is huge, and the traditional method is to go for wet type paint booths, but we have given them a dry paint booths. So in terms of maintenance, running costs, it's much more easier. And this is the other paint shop that we have done just recently. This is one of the biggest axle painting lines that we have done for ZF. So you can see traditionally they went for a wet type paint booth, but now we have given them a dry type paint booth in a conveyorized line where the paint consumption is very, very high. And this is another company called Caterpillar. They are based in Hosur. So we have given them a complete engine painting line, 3.5-ton engine. So again, where they shifted from a wet booth to a dry booth. So the world is moving towards an eco-friendly dry booth when it comes to painting. So you can also use this in aerospace and aircraft industries also, where dry booth is predominantly used. So this is another company called Legaro Composites. They are also based in Chennai. They supply a lot to Ferrari, Lamborghini, where finish is very, very critical. So this is one of the company that makes automotive parts. So this is the topic about paint booths. The other topic that I wanted to talk to you all about is the paint pneumatic operator platforms. Okay, so what is this operator platform? So it is a platform where painting operator, instead of using a scaffolding or a ladder, the operator uses a 3-axis platform. He can get inside that platform and paint, especially when you're painting large parts, okay, like buses, trucks, railways. But the best part of this type of platform is it is pneumatically 100% powered by air. Normally what you get in China and all these other countries is either electric or hydraulic. But with electric, you have a lot of problems because in a paint booth is a very explosive atmosphere. So in an explosive atmosphere like paint booth, when you have a small electric spark, chances of fire is very, very high. So that is why we have come out with a new innovative product called, which is a platform which is completely powered by air. And why should somebody use this platform compared to a ladder or scaffolding is so that the efficiency in painting increases and your productivity also goes up compared to a traditional type of ladder which is used still now in many industries. So I'll just show you a video. Okay, this is a company called Cummins in Pune. So they make these large marine engines, so where the operator was finding it very difficult to paint. So what we have introduced in the paint booth is complete 3-axis platform, completely powered by air. So I'll just show you a video, and you can see how a typical 3-axis platform works in a paint shop. So you can see it goes up, down, and you have on the right side and on the left side operators coming and doing the painting operation. So it makes it easy to reach large parts, which is otherwise difficult to reach in a traditional ladder or a scaffolding. So especially the top part of the engine. And yes, as I told you, it's completely powered by air, so it's 100% safe to operate in an explosive atmosphere. So the other topic that I would like to talk about, and which is one of the most important topics, is the paint baking ovens. Okay? So once you install a paint shop, for those of you who have a paint shop, there are only two biggest challenges. One is the fuel consumption that comes from the oven, and the second biggest is the paint consumption. So the first topic I would like to address is the paint baking oven. So if you look at the picture, this is a typical convectional oven. Okay, so a backhoe loader part like that literally takes 1 hour in almost 45 to 60 minutes inside the oven to cure it. So it is it is by hot air circulation. That is what a convectional oven is. So this is a typical convectional oven where heating takes place through hot air circulation. So you have blowers and burners which will heat the air. The air will heat the base metal, and the base metal will heat the paint. But what is the disadvantage of this type of oven? It literally takes 60 minutes to cure the part. And that drags in huge amounts of gas and electricity. And for powder coating, it literally takes 20 minutes. So this is a typical convectional oven which most of the manufacturers are today using. So the solution what we are proposing is, and we have supplied many of these ovens, is called the IR gas catalytic oven. So what is this IR gas catalytic oven? It's an oven that emits infrared waves, okay? So it emits infrared waves, which is electromagnetic radiation waves, which heats only the paint and not the complete base metal. So I hope you all are with me on this. So the traditional oven cures the whole base metal and then heats the paint. This one heats only the paint and not the complete base metal. So because of that, your electricity savings are 85%, your fuel savings are 50%, and space is also reduced by 40%. And instead of 60 minutes curing time, we can cure it in 18 minutes. So imagine what that could do for your paint shops. And your finish also is much better because we're heating only the paint and not the complete metal. So this is for liquid painting, and for powder coating, if it's a complete gas catalytic oven, from 20 minutes, you can bring it down to literally 4 to 6 minutes. That is the revolution of this oven. As I told you, the biggest consumption in a paint shop is fuel from the oven and paint. So this is one of the things that can be a game changer in your paint shop if you're ever planning to put up an in-house paint shop. So a couple of case studies that I just wanted to show you. One of them is for these large rail coaches. Okay, it's called Jindal, now it's called Texmaco, where a rail bogie takes literally 60 minutes to dry the paint. 60 minutes. So imagine the amount of fuel consumption and electricity consumption in that. So from 60 minutes, literally we have brought it down to 10 minutes. So the amount of productivity also increased, and your fuel consumption, electricity consumption has reduced drastically. So this is one of the case studies which is called Jindal Railways. The other one is for a company called Wheels India and Better. Okay, so it's a joint venture. It's for the large windmill castings, where literally it used to take 3 days to cure that paint, naturally cure the paint. It used to take 3 days, and we have brought it down to 45 minutes with the help of this gas catalytic oven. So this is, and also Voltas, it's another company which makes the air conditioners. I'm sure most of you all know about it. So this is based in Chennai. It's one of the largest air conditioning powder coating plants, where it's completely powered by gas catalytic oven. So what literally takes 20 minutes to cure the powder, which is a temperature of 180 to 220 degree, we are doing it in literally 6 to 8 minutes. So all the ACs that are manufactured are all cured by gas catalytic oven, by Voltas. The other biggest issue, in fact, this is the biggest issue of paint shop, is the paint consumption. Because anybody who has an experience of supplying a paint, having a paint shop, apart from the fuel consumption from the oven, the biggest consumption is paint. Okay, so that only leads to majority of the issues. So let us take a look at what is being used in the market today. Last 100 years till today, people are still using painting guns which is powered by compressed air, till today. And all the paint guns that you get in the market is between 3 to 5, it sprays paint at 3 to 5 bar pressure to atomize the paint. And the average transfer efficiency in the market right now is between 35 to 60, max it can go up to 65. For those of you who don't know what is transfer efficiency is a process where for every liter of paint that is sprayed, we measure how much goes onto the component and how much goes as wastage. The wastage is why literally a paint shop was invented, to collect overspray paint. So the average transfer efficiency in the market is between 35 to 60%. So if you see, this is how a typical paint shop around the world looks like. If you see, if your component is being painted in this type of color, the whole paint booth will be with this type of color. Because you know why this is like this? It's because of overspray. Overspray is the biggest headache of today's paint shop. So if you see, it looks dirty, it looks filthy. It's not the operator's fault or it's not the maintenance fault. It is just that much of overspray is coming out of the painting gun. The painting gun is the biggest culprit of paint shop and the reasons for the high overspray. So what is the solution? What are you saying? What is the solution that you're presenting? So introducing the Magic Painter gun. So this is a patented product that we have introduced in the market. It's called the Magic Painter gun. So this is the gun which is the only gun in the world that does not use compressed air. And it gives you a transfer efficiency of literally 90%. So that means for every liter of paint that is sprayed, only 5 to 10% is wasted. And your paint savings go up to 50%. And now we are talking about sustainability and environment friendly. Your sludge is reduced drastically, and your VOC is also reduced drastically. And since you're not using compressed air, all the issues related to compressed air is eliminated, like oil, moisture, humidity, dryer. I'm sure anybody from maintenance or production will be facing these issues on an everyday basis. And because this gun is able to save you 50% paint, your complete overspray is eliminated. Why is your overspray eliminated? Is because it sprays at 0.5 bar pressure. Compared to 5 bar, this sprays at 0.5 bar. So you can see in this chart, you can see the different transfer efficiency of all the available guns in the market. You have conventional guns of 35, HVLP 40%, electrostatic gun 55, 65, and Magic Painters at 90%. So you can see many people wonder, how is it that I'm claiming that 90% transfer efficiency is possible? Is there any proof or report? So these are the reports that we have taken trial in various places. So this is a company called Caterpillar. Literally, you can see the existing gun versus our gun, the last point, you can see 90% transfer efficiency. And this is a dream for any paint shop. So this is a company called Caterpillar. Then we have one more company called ZF, where the axles are completely painted with the Magic Painter gun. You can see the savings are 40%, and the transfer efficiency is literally 90%. So I want to show you how the conventional painting operation happens. So I'm just going to show you a small video of a paint shop where different parts are painted, and how the amount of, you will see in this video the amount of overspray that is there in the market right now, and provided by the guns in the market. And then I will show you the Magic Painter, and then you guys can tell me if you all see any difference in the overspray. So I'll just play you a small video about the traditional guns that are being used right now. So you can see this is a car company. You can see the amount of cloud. This is with the traditional gun, which is still being used. And you can see this is another company which makes construction machinery in Chennai. You can see the amount of overspray and cloud literally coming out, and the amount of smoke. So imagine how dangerous it is for the operator, because he's inhaling that much of smoke. But main thing for the companies, they are spending a lot of money on paint. So paint material cost goes up, your booth maintenance goes up. So you can see this is one of the biggest culprits, that is the overspray. That is why a paint shop was even invented, is to collect the overspray of the video. Sorry, overspray. So now I will show you the Magic Painter gun. So you guys can tell me at the end of the session if you all saw any overspray and what did you all feel about this technology. So this is again, this is ZF axles. Okay, we have permission to show their video. So I'll just show you how the Magic Painter works. So you can see the overspray is literally reduced. So from 5 bar pressure of painting, it's come down to 0.5 to 0.4 bar pressure. So you can see the atmosphere also looks more cleaner. And you can see the operator also is in a very friendly environment where he doesn't have to inhale that much of paint fog. And you can see it's clean, targeted painting rather than high pressure bounce back painting. So that's for another bus company. This is for automotive parts. It's like literally invisible painting. This is the innovation brought by our company. So these are all the customers that we have supplied the Magic Painter, because everybody asks me at the end of the day, all this innovation looks good, but in India, the only question I ask is, where has it been supplied before? So these are all the customers that we have supplied. And currently, we are executing one of the biggest paint shops in Asia, which is 100% magic painter gun with 100% gas catalytic oven, which is for a company called Schwingstetter. It's for construction machinery, complete power and free with drop lifts. So this is the question that I wanted to ask you, and I would love to hear your feedback. See, everybody here is, talking about innovation, and it's very good. Many Indian companies now are coming up and giving a lot of innovative products. But the biggest challenge that we face in the industry is all the purchase departments have this kind of a policy called the L1 policy. Okay, I'm sure most of you all know what is L1. It is the lowest bidder. Okay, so because of this L1 policy, purchase departments are forced to take 3 quotations, and then they say that even if your product is really good, others cannot give it, so I cannot award you this project. So many times, it has backfired on us by providing innovative products just because of this particular policy of purchase policy of having L1 policy. So what I would like to recommend is that the technical departments of every company must get involved in the purchase decision-making process. So rather than seeing from the lowest price point, you all should, I recommend or request companies to look at from a LRC instead of L1, LRC, which is lowest running cost. Rather than seeing who's priced the least, rather you all should see who's going to give the lowest running cost after investing in the product. I think that is what will be the game changer for all the companies. So I would love to hear your feedback and what you all feel about this particular statement that I made. I know it's a very controversial statement, and people always say that, no, everybody, if you go to a purchase department, people will say, no, your apple-to-apple comparison, and they say all these kind of things to make you reduce the price. It's part of the game. But, if innovation really has to be implemented, we have to change certain policies in our company. And this is one of the biggest challenges that we have faced. So this is something that I would like to ask any of you all, if you all have any feedback, on any of that what I presented and on the purchase policies that are existing in India today. If anyone has any recommendations, anybody can please feel free to tell me. Thank you.
Very interesting presentation, Preetam. Request you to kindly stay back. Niranjan, kindly join me to felicitate Mr. Preetam.
Sure.
A big round of applause, audience, and please network after our digital panel session. In case you have any questions, their booth is right here. Thank you, Preetam.